What the fuck? What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Up Next Joe. Welcome back to another episode of the Please Don't Cancel Us podcast, featuring my co-host, Brother Brandon. Let him know how the fuck you feeling today on this beautiful Monday.
I'm tired, bro. I ain't getting no sleep. Amazon is a plantation. Don't work at Amazon, bro, if you're not trying to get slaved and beat with a stick every day to put some boxes and crates and shit.
They're about to fire you.
Oh, nah, facts, bro. This nigga Elon Musk about to fucking fire you personally. He about to hit you with the email like we heard what you said in your podcast. You cannot represent Amazon with this foul behavior. You're done.
Yes, sir.
It's fucked up. Brother Amir, how you feeling today? Beautiful Monday.
I'm feeling great and hydrated. Thanks for asking, brother.
Hydrated. Have you been drinking water today?
I've been drinking too much water, man.
How much water is too much water?
That's too much. I had, about 3 cups of water in a water bottle today.
That is not too much water, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think you should be going for at least like 2.5 gallons, like an hour.
The day is not even over.
On your shit.
2.5 gallons? I look like a fish to you, nigga?
You need at least a gallon a day.
See, I'm not, on your shit, but Joe, the difference is I'm not competing with you, bro.
Nah, listen, bro. It's not about competition, my nigga. I'm worried about your health, bro. I don't give a fuck about this competition shit, bro. I need my nigga to be hydrated, bro.
I'm running my own race. I don't look left or right, man.
All right, bro. Well, listen. Make sure you're looking straight, bro, because there's a fucking dry patch coming up. You need to fucking hydrate. All right, fellas. Let's get into it. Let's get into the episode. Make sure you guys are leaving a like on the podcast if you are liking how the conversation is. If you guys are joining the conversation on Instagram at Please Don't Cancel Us the pod. What is the Instagram? At Please Don't Cancel Us. At the Please Don't Cancel Us pods. Some shit like that. Listen, whatever it is, Brandon's gonna have it somewhere on the fucking thing. So y'all know what the Instagram is. Just look at it. Make sure you guys join the conversation on Instagram. But listen, Amir, lead us into our first topic, my brother.
Yo, the black TikTok creators are on strike currently. So Meg Thee Stallion just released a new single called Thought Shit. And the black TikTokers, normally when a single drops, black TikTokers are, create dances, sell records, boost record sales. But on this time around, they are not doing that because white TikTokers come and steal the dance. So how do y'all feel about that? I know you say you don't care about black TikTokers.
Who the fuck said that? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm sick and tired of you fucking trying to
creating his own fucking narrative.
Word, where did that come from? I said, and he's talking about a pre-production conversation when I said that TikTok as a company does not care about black TikTokers. If you're on TikTok, you know that black TikTokers are always getting shadow banned. Their content's always being hidden. For some reason, the Chinese people who run TikTok do not want the black creators to profit on their app for whatever reason. So the thing is that you telling me that the black TikTokers are striking is problematic to a point, I guess. But when the major company itself does not give a fuck about those type of creators, like the white kids are still gonna find a way to make a dance. You know what I'm saying? The white kids, if anything, they will entertain each other. You know what I'm saying? I understand that not having black TikTokers, because as somebody who's on TikTok, I can watch TikTok all the time. I love black TikTokers. Not having them on my For You page would be terrible. But for fucking Mindy in Iowa, who doesn't follow any of the black TikTokers that I follow, she's not missing out on any of that content. She's good watching her all the white content that she's already been watching.
But is the issue? I don't know much about that strike, but I do know that the reason why they're probably on the strike is because most of the stuff that's created on TikTok that the white people are using, they're constantly reposting and it's black created. So if the black creators are striking and they don't make any more content, yeah, they're probably going to have success. The white people are still going to go and do their shit. But the trendy ones that we're creating, those aren't going to be, they're going to see a hit eventually. Them shits is trash. The little dances they do is already trash. You're only getting hype because it's a trend already. You understand? You ain't gonna see us chucking and jiving to whatever the fuck they put out. So that's why I think black TikTok creators are on strike. I don't know, maybe America.
Do you guys think it's worth it?
The strike? Because at the end of the day, you're only harming yourself as a black TikToker. Like you're not putting out the content that has gotten you fame to a certain point. So I understand that the bigger picture you're trying to strike so that you get, like, I'm not even sure what the real end result is, because like what is the end game for a strike like this? Like, are you aiming for just the white people just not to take their content? Like that's never gonna happen. Like I'm not really sure what you can honestly solve by doing this. I feel like you're only hurting your own brand.
I don't think there is an end result. I think right now, the result would be to have a more, I guess, black predicated platform. But then
Yeah.
once you have more black predicated platform, then a new issue arises amongst your own. So then it's like white people are no longer the scapegoat. Now it's us. Is there no solution? So
You niggas are nuts. The solution is all these record companies would have to spin a bag to get a dance, to get the trend, because the trend makes records go crazy. Like, let's, I know TikTok might not have been around then, but when it In My Feelings dance was, popping, like
Mm.
black creators are so good at creating trends. So these record labels is going to be hurting now because their records are not going to perform as well as they would if they have a trend. So now they're gonna have to start spending a bag on these black creators, and I think that's what the black creators will want. I keep creating TikTok contents, and y'all keep taking it. I don't get nothing from it. So I think that's the solution that they're going for.
Black TikTokers beef isn't with the record companies. Record companies have been selling records way before TikTok, so I'm pretty sure they will find somebody to make them a dance. It doesn't have to appear on TikTok. The fact that it's on TikTok and it constantly gets cycled through, that's just a bonus. But that's just social media in general. Just because it's not on TikTok, it's not mean it's not going to find its way on Twitter or on the Instagram or on the Snapchat. Like there's plenty of ways where a dance will pop up and that'll allow the record to show. The only thing I feel like the black TikTokers are trying to hurt is TikTok as a platform, which I feel like they could achieve if they continue to strike. But at the end of the day, it's like you're not getting the notoriety that you got off TikTok. It's really worth trying to hurt this big platform.
but TikTokers' idea of striking is making videos saying they're on strike. Like, ain't that defeat the purpose? You're still kind of giving TikTok a little bit of revenue or some, like,
No,
so.
but the specific strike is they're not going to make a dance to this Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion song.
That's not hurting TikTok. That's hurting Meg Thee Stallion.
That's hurting the white people that take the dances too.
No, those are hurting them. They're still dancing, bro. Trust me, they're still dancing.
I don't think
they're still doing all of this shit, bro. I promise you. They just don't have they don't have a framework to steal it from. That's all it is.
Exactly. So
they start from scratch and they find shit that
they not going. Yo, they don't got the sauce like the black.
You know how the streams work on TikTok?
Algorithms, no?
No, like, well, yes, but all you gotta do is attach the song to the video. The more it plays, that counts as a view, counts as a stream.
Right.
So that's what he's saying. It hurts Megan Thee Stallion if she's not getting as many views on TikTok or many streams. Then that means it's looking like she ain't selling as much, or she ain't being spread as much.
Exactly.
You're not hurting.
So how is that hurting anybody?
I don't think
they're not. Like that. Their intention is not to hurt TikTok, the app. Their intention is to be heard. Their intention is to be appreciated.
So go somewhere else. Honestly, like,
that's the simple answer, but I think they'll get a short-term victory because it would be easier for the record label to pay the TikTokers that get the dances popping in. Try to create
that is a simple answer, but it's honestly probably one of the most realistic answers. Like if your issue is with white TikTokers stealing your art, then just get off of TikTok. Get off TikTok in general. If they don't have to go to another app. But like the thing is that like it's hard. Like, are you only trying to sell to black people, or like do you want the white people? You just want them to steal this shit. Like it's like what exactly do you want? What is it that you're trying to like? I really don't see what the end goal is.
You talking about for the black creators?
Yeah,
or the record labels?
I'm talking about for the black creators. Like they're not. Like I said, the record labels are gonna sell records. They've been doing it.
Can I bring up a possible situation too? Is it possible that it's not even a shadow ban? I know that coronavirus created a whole bunch of what do they call them?
Some shits that pop up on you.
Nah, people who make content. The coronavirus created a whole bunch of content creators, a whole bunch of people that never thought about making videos before in their life that all of a sudden during coronavirus became content creators and videographers and all that shit. Mm-hmm. It's so many people coming in. It's like everybody expects the same amount of results. And if you saw that success, you don't expect it to stop. And when it does, you think, oh, I'm being shadow banned. It's like, no, shit don't last forever. Sometimes you get like a quick 15 seconds of fame and then you kind of disappear because there's so many people flooding the gates. Maybe it's not a shadow ban. Maybe it's just you're no longer on the algorithm.
That's honestly different. That's honestly more of a that's a different topic for a different day. You know what I'm saying? That's more of like TikTok's algorithm, like, are you really falling off, or is TikTok just not showing your shit? But at the end of the day, it's like you should be building another platform somewhere else. You shouldn't be like trying to rely on only having TikTok to be the place where you're famous.
Yeah,
You gotta direct that traffic somewhere else, because in case, you know what I'm saying, TikTok isn't around.
I agree with you, but that do it somewhere else and create your own platform thing. That conversation has been a conversation for a long time, and creating your own, creating your own platform is major, and it's a difficult thing to do. So I think I personally like them taking a strike, man. Like, fuck it, y'all not giving us the attention. Like,
they are though. They're stealing your dance. How are you not getting attention?
Bro, because if I do a dance and Chris Brown does it, who's getting attention?
Chris Brown?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not getting appreciated. It's my dance, and this nigga's just doing it and dancing across the world and is getting the publicity for it.
Then you should sue Chris Brown.
Ain't that how that works?
You can't sue nobody for no dance.
Yes, you can.
Works?
If you trademark your dance, yes, you can.
No, you cannot. That's how Black Boy, he lost the lawsuit.
But he had a lawsuit though.
He had a lawsuit and lost that shit.
Hey, listen, bro. Sometimes about the attempt.
And I think the Carlton nigga tried to do it too. TikTok. I mean, a lot of 2 milli, all them niggas that are Fortnite stole their dances. They tried to sue them. You can't trademark no dance.
So you're trying to tell me Soulja Boy can't trademark Crank That?
No. The song, not the dance.
I don't believe you. But listen, bro, like I said, just to reestablish my point, it's just, I feel like it's a moot point. It's a lost cause. But I honestly, listen, I'm rooting for them. Hopefully they get what they want, because I enjoy the content. So
I hope so too. I just feel like it's kind of hard to expect a white created app, even if it was Chinese. Like, it's not, you know, it's not, it ain't that for us. So like, I don't see why, you know, we expect anything different. But you know.
But I want y'all to answer. I know we've done with this topic, but y'all are Black content creators. So answer it from the perspective of somebody stealing your content. How are y'all gonna feel if this consistently happen?
It depends.
I will be upset, definitely, and I'm gonna call the person out, but I'm not gonna stop making content. That would be pointless.
I think it depends, because if it's someone big enough, like you say, you made something, and I created something, and Chris Brown takes it and puts it on his platform, and he gets all this publicity, I'm going to Chris Brown like, hey, you know, I couldn't afford a lawyer before, but now, you know, I can, because that's my bread. Like, I'm going to win that case. But if it's someone who's small and it's just like, I've seen that before. I've seen my video and other people's shit. Like, wow, like, that's crazy. And I was upset at first, but then I saw the size of the channel, and it's like, you know, my shit was that good that they thought that they could just rip it and take it as their own. I took it as a compliment, moved on. But
I was gonna say the only positive you could take is like, yo, all right, I did something one time, I could do it again. That's honestly how I look at things.
It also comes to a point where, like, if you are the originator of something, then like, the thing is that's gonna happen is that other people are gonna start doing it, and people who already have that fan base, their fans are gonna know them for it, even though you might have created it. It doesn't necessarily take away from the fact, like they're like, those fans are gonna feel like, oh yes, this person created it, but like in the grand scheme, yes, you are the person who created it. But then if they start getting paid off of it, then you gotta sue the shit out of them.
Created is a very loosely used word nowadays. People will film something, like they'll film a tiger fighting a fucking bear and be like, oh, you know, I'm the content creator behind it. No, fuck, you just fucking recorded something and posted it. You didn't create shit. So
yes, you did.
So my thing is these dances, a lot of them aren't creating nothing. They're just recycling and rehashing. You didn't create anything. You just danced and posted it. That's not creating shit. You didn't do anything. So
I got a question.
That's probably why they don't care. Go ahead.
Do you guys consider reaction channels to be content creators?
And yes, in a sense, some of them.
Yes.
Some of them raise actual conversations and actual points. Others, it's just like, damn, bro, I could have did that.
All right. Amir?
Niggas is funny, and they taking taking the opportunity. They're funny, and the content that they're reacting to is already bubbling, so they're already gonna get clicks off of that, and they just add their 2 cents, and boom, now they up millions.
Yeah, I know somebody that he reacts to people's discussions and creates a discussion within his own channel to kind of bring the community together. So shit like that for me is like, that's cool. I think that's content created. It creates something. But
all right, Brandon, how about you lead us into our next topic, my good friend?
Okay. So
Let's do it.
so link to the video will be in the description. Channel called, I believe the channel is called Cut.
Yeah.
They released a video that's, I believe, titled "Ranking Strangers on Appearance," and they had somebody who's in the industry who recruits models. They had a random ass, a black guy, and then a lady in a wheelchair. And the lady in the wheelchair caught my eye because she was freely giving her opinion on the appearances and why she believes that somebody is a 6 or somebody is a 5 or somebody is whatever because she's not drawn to them or she's not attracted to them. It's not their type. And it kind of made me feel weird because it's like, I feel like she's allowed to have an opinion, but I also feel like the amount of videos they have, if they wanted to use her, they could have easily gave her a different topic where her opinion wouldn't have been controversial. And I say that because it leads to a double standard. If you had someone on the other end, giving their opinion on why they think she's a 6 or a 7, right? It becomes oh, he's an asshole. He didn't have to say that. Oh, he's an asshole. Why did he have to bring up her this? Why did he have to bring up that? Her feet, her legs shouldn't have anything to do with the fact that, she's still beautiful. And it's like, cool, that's all cool. But it's like, the fact that would be the reaction means you can't handle the fact that someone gave their opinion on her. So why would you put her in this video to give her opinion while she's saying to a black lady that, oh, you're a 5 or a 6 because you just remind me of somebody that, and it's just like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Now, if she said, yeah, I mean, well, I think you're a 6 because you can't walk, and then that becomes an issue. And I don't think that is, I think it's a double standard, and I don't think that should be okay for people to put people in those positions, I should say.
So you think she's not? Ask it, Joe, because I can't say it without laughing.
Okay, so what Amir's trying to ask you, do you feel like she's not allowed to formulate her opinion because she's in a wheelchair?
So
do you, do you feel like it's unfair for her to give an opinion of the abled walking, even though she's not able to do so?
I don't think it's unfair for her to give an opinion. I think that they could have found a better topic that would have been more easily received for these issues. It's like, it's fine for her to do it, and I didn't have an issue with her doing it. But when I thought about it, the more I thought about it, it's like, it wouldn't be okay if it was the other way around. This video would be canceled if it was the other way around. And it's like, why is that the case? There's so many situations in life where it's like, especially when we talk about men and women, so many situations where if you reverse the roles and the sex, it's not okay no more. And that's the shit I'm talking about, where it's like, yeah, she can have an opinion. I just feel like it was poorly executed in the way that they decided they were going to choose and cast her to be in this particular video when you have a channel full of numerous amounts of topics that she could have clearly, and she even said herself she feels uncomfortable doing this. So why would you make her do it? Or why would you ask her to do it? And it's just like, you make her an easy target for someone who thinks, well, why is she acting like it matters who she is not attracted to when they're clearly not attracted to her? And the guy in there even said it the nicest way possible, like, you're not my type. And she took it a little bit of offense. Well, that's like the nicest way anybody can tell me, like, I'm not their type, And the kid felt awkward about it. So it's just like, you see the difference in how awkward people feel just talking to her about her appearance, but she's just supposed to give her appearance, her opinions on other people's appearance freely. I don't think that that's fair to her or the person that's on the receiving end, because he might have something to say about her too.
So let me ask you this: on that channel, do you watch the channel regularly?
I've been watching it since I've seen that video, yeah.
And are there repeating people in different videos?
They are repeating. The people that they're judging. I see them pop up in other videos, but not the people that ask.
But the judges.
The judges, I haven't seen the judges pop up repeatedly, but the people that they're asking questions on, I see them pop up.
Okay, because I was gonna ask you, like, is she in multiple videos? But I mean,
yeah, I haven't seen her.
Yeah, I don't see the issue. Like, I understand it's a double standard, but there's millions of people that look like her and are like her as well. So even though she was uncomfortable, I'm sure they had that conversation, like, yo, like, a lot of people are like you and they might identify. I don't think it would be wrong to say, yo, you're not my type. You can't walk. Like, that's a fact. What are we going to beat around the bush and be like, you're not my type? Because no, I think I don't think it would get that much backlash as you think it would. Like, yo, honestly, I don't like people that can't walk.
Can't walk. I mean, honestly, the things that honestly goes without saying. I'm not gonna lie. For most person, if you're able to walking person, majority 9 times out of 10 people are gonna think that okay, that person likes people who also can walk. That's just kind of like how matching works. Of course, you're gonna be that one person who's out there who likes people who are in wheelchairs. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like different strokes for different people. So but honestly, I feel like there's honestly two different ways you can honestly take this, right? So, Brandon, I don't feel like her being in the video and being uncomfortable. I don't think that's an issue really like with her. I don't think that's really a thing. I feel like that's an issue with the casting director, and that's an issue with this big agenda with people who are just trying to make everybody feel included, make everybody feel like they are one and the same. When the fact is, people just aren't the same. Like for her to be in a wheelchair and for her to be rating people who are able to walk, she voiced that she feels uncomfortable. And why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? It's like honestly, it's like if you were a black person and you were asked to rate only white people. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be like a little uncomfortable. You're gonna be like, all right, like these people aren't like me. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing like that. So I feel like this agenda where people have to fit in, or people we have to, you know what I'm saying? Oh, if you're disabled, like look at them just like they're any other person. It's like in reality, I'm sorry, but you are not like any other person. You have a condition that makes you vastly different from other people. There are other people who are like you, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that you will mingle and you will thrive among those other people. But you don't have to try to like, you know what I'm saying, shoehorn people into places where they just simply don't belong.
I agree. I guess the reason why I correlated this not with an isolated situation, but this is how we run life. We have celebrities losing their jobs or losing their status or whatever you want to call it because they have an opinion. And if the opinion was given the other way around, it wouldn't even be an issue because we're allowed to talk shit about celebrities all day. Nothing happens, but a second celebrity says something about how they really feel, done. So when I see that, it kind of is how we are. It's how we're raised. And up in society, like this is okay for this person to say this, but you can't say this about that person. We were talked about, it's Pride Month. We talked about gay people. There's a lot of things that's not okay for us to say, but for them it's perfectly fine. Nothing will happen. I talk about the double standards. I just talk about how it shouldn't be. She shouldn't have been casted for that because it sets that narrative that it's okay for her to do that. But however, if any of them were to do that in the comment section, it's like, oh, they're bad people. Why would you ever say that?
I disagree with you because that doesn't make you a bad person necessarily. But it also is that some things just some things can go without being said. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they ask you to rate her on her appearance, on how she looks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like the girl in the video, she wasn't an ugly girl, wheelchair or not. Like she had a pretty face. She was a pretty person, right? Mm-hmm. It just so happened that she was in a wheelchair. So yeah, on the grand scheme, when you're rating her, if you're rating her based on her looks, the fact that she's in a wheelchair should not take off any points, and it shouldn't add any points. It should just because that's her condition. That's not has nothing to do with her attractiveness.
It's not that she was in a
wheelchair. She's not ugly because she's in a wheelchair.
It's what she was saying, that her opinions and what she was saying about the people that made me go, This is not really about their looks anymore. It's you're going into personality or what I think you would do, or you're going into how how. It's not even about the looks anymore. So when you do that and you have her, I thought the opinions she was giving were not even about looks. And at that point, it's like, see, this is where it becomes an issue because you can't. What?
Isn't she entitled to her opinion? That's kind of what you were.
She is entitled to her opinion. But you saw how uncomfortable she got when she asked the kid, what would you rate me? And he gave his opinion. And he was like, yeah, but I don't really go for girls like that. And she's like, that's like the nicest way someone could. And then she kind of saw how awkward it was. That goes
without being said, though. Like adding that 2 cents, it's like, yes, no shit. I don't expect you, walking boy, to be attracted.
She didn't say that. He said that.
No, I know he said that, but like it's like.
Did you see her reaction?
She's uncomfortable. She understands she's in a wheelchair. She understands that she's different. She understands that the nigga who is judging her can walk and probably wants girls who can walk. It's just it's
my whole point is you saw the reaction, right? And she knew. We all knew exactly what pretty much she was thinking in the sense that if I could walk, he probably wouldn't say that. And it's like to save her from that, because if it was a video where it's like you guys are both going to give each other's opinions, not just one-sided. If they were allowed to tell her, I think it's a completely different video that never comes out. It just won't come out because society's not built to handle shit like that. We don't like that shit. And
But
not that I don't care, but I mean, not that I am that way, but I just know how shit is treated and how I like to be treated equally to everyone else. But I can't say nothing.
What could you honestly say that would be like super offensive to like to a person who's disabled? Like, are you going there calling them the R word? Like is your attention too hurt? Because like I'm not really understanding things you could say that could like really hurt their feelings. Like if we're having a conversation and we're told to be honest about each other, then it's like if I'm coming off and I'm saying hateful shit, then I'm just a bigoted person who doesn't like disabled people.
The video was ranked. They were supposed to judge off of looks.
Appearance, yeah.
And it started going into personal shit, like, oh well, you're more of a 5 or a 6 because you seem like you do this, and you seem like, and I'm more attracted to guys that.
That's based off appearance, though. That's keeping it within the box of what you was told to do.
You're right, but I thought that it was, and even when he had the 2 black people, you guys both yelled out, "Oh, that's racist."
That was for the white guy. That was not for the black. That was not for the wheelchair girl.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact that you yelled out, "Oh, that's racist," means that it did go past just like, okay, you're how you look. It went a little more into personal. I don't really like, your hair is severe, or what else did they say?
That's how you look.
I get it. I get it. But the fact that you yelled,
look.
But when you see somebody in a wheelchair, what's the first thing you see?
Me?
Yeah, both of y'all.
A wheelchair.
So that's their appearance, right?
No. That's their condition. That's their condition.
Their condition.
Okay, yes.
If I'm paralyzed in my face and I can't
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not. If I'm paralyzed, that's what do you mean? Don't do that. If you're paralyzed in one
that's part
face,
of your appearance. You're right. He's right.
It's a condition, but it's a part of your
appearance. Your condition made you look this way. Okay, yeah. He's got a valid point.
So if I point that out, that's why I'm not attracted. You're just supposed to. Oh yeah, I knew that.
If that's the first thing
no one's gonna do that.
But if that's the first thing you say, then it goes without being said. That's something that like you didn't have to say.
All right, listen. Like, I think she's entitled to an opinion. I don't want people to think that she's not entitled to an opinion. I just want to point out that I don't feel like we should be placing people in these situations when you know.
I agree with that. I
agree
with that. I do agree with that. I do agree with you to stop trying to implement everybody into everything, because all it does is make people uncomfortable. It does. Like if you're the only person in a wheelchair around a bunch of people standing on 2 legs, people aren't gonna look at you. I'm not saying they're all looking at you sideways, but you are the outlier. You are the one who looks different than everybody else. You are the proverbial elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really how it is. So I understand you want people to feel comfortable around the situation, but the fact of the matter is that I don't think we'll ever be in a place where we are comfortable like that.
I disagree, because putting her in that video, there's people in wheelchair probably look at content and videos and be like, damn, why does nobody ever look like me in a video? So there was guys that said she was cute. So I think she was an ugly girl. Yeah. So I think that does great things for people it gives representation. I did want to rebuttal your thing of saying, oh, when celebrities have opinion, they always get, in trouble for it. But I think it's different. Like when celebrities have an opinion on certain thing, it invites them to have a conversation and get educated. When celebrities do a certain things, like something you can't undo, then that's, it's different. It's a little weighted.
Chris Brown's in that video. What would you rate her on a scale of 1 to 10? 6. Why? I usually like, she can't walk, and it's like, I'm not really like, oh, he's so shallow. Like, she's probably a beautiful woman, and why would you think about just,
and she probably more to it?
But exactly, and just the backlash he would get for that shit.
But just you think Chris Brown gives a fuck? He's been getting backlash since
I want to use that analogy because you brought him up earlier, so that's why I brought him up. But I don't think he gives a fuck because he would never go for her anyway. But what I'm saying is, if he said it, if a celebrity said it, and they gave her opinion on her, and said anything other than, yeah, I'm attracted to her, or yeah, that's, I think she's a 9. I think she's an 8. Right?
No.
If they go, oh, like, yeah, she's a 7, and then or she's a 6, and they give a reason for why being anything related to the fact she's in a wheelchair.
All right, listen, bro.
People lose all logic when it's somebody else.
No, but listen, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, it goes like this: if somebody were to ask a celebrity, right? Yo, what do you think of this girl? oh, I feel like she's a 6. If the first thing that nigga says is, oh, why is she 6? Bro, she's in a fucking wheelchair. That's like that's disrespectful. That's the first like like I said, that's not a part of. I mean, okay, yes, that's a part of her appearance, but like. Bro, she's in a fucking wheelchair. Like that's you having a problem with her being in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? That's you taking off 4 or 5 points just for the fact that she cannot walk. That's not taking away from the fact that maybe it could have been that you don't like white girls, you don't like brunettes. You know what I'm saying? You don't like her voice. You don't like her. Like it could have been a lot of things that played into that. But the first thing you go into is like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I just cannot fuck with the wheelchair.
Why is that fucked up?
Why isn't that fucked up? That goes without bit.
Because my whole point is she went into the first things that she felt she wasn't attracted to, and it wasn't always good things.
It wasn't like
but she can.
It wasn't like, oh, you're black. It wasn't like, oh, you're tall.
She clearly liked black guys. Clearly.
Huh?
She clearly liked black guys. Clearly.
She said that she liked guys who look like losers. She liked that Asian nigga too.
You saw she geeked out over the. Don't do it. Don't do
that.
She did. She liked that Asian nigga too. So like, I don't think that she was a racist. I think that like I don't know. For a black girl, she did some stupid shit. I don't know.
I don't think she was a racist. I think she was honest. She was honest. She was allowed
exactly. All right.
She was allowed to be honest. I don't think that they would have been allowed to be honest. They would have kind of held that shit back and gave bullshit ass reasons as to why she's not attracted. They wouldn't have said anything about the wheelchair. It wouldn't have done.
So
it.
if that dude, right, that was like, oh, you know, you look like a Greek goddess, and she was like, oh, you're not really that type. If he would have just said, nah, I'm not interested in you because you don't have a wheelchair, I think that would have a less damaging effect on her, because now she's making inferences and assuming what he thinks, and it's like, nah, I just, can't get
you know what insecure people do when they hear, you know what insecure people do, or I'm not saying she's insecure, but let's say
wow, you just assumed that she was insecure.
I did, so let's assume that she is insecure. Do you know what the worst thing you can do to an insecure person?
Talk about their insecurity?
Is tell them that the reason why they're insecure, or whatever their insecurity is, tell them and give them affirmation or reassurance that is exactly. That's the worst thing you could do for someone that's insecure, because they've already been telling it to themselves every day. You wake up every day.
Is that an issue though?
Yes.
That's a bad thing?
How?
No, wait, what do you mean?
What?
No,
wait.
No,
finish your point.
He said that it would leave a better effect, and you're assuming that she's just okay with being in a wheelchair. So if she's not, and she wakes up every day hating that shit, and someone says, "Yeah, I'm not attracted to you because you're in a wheelchair," you think it's gonna have a positive effect on her?
Yeah,
but you think she wants to find somebody that can look past that?
Wow, this dude is being honest. I can at least respect that. You don't think that she would say that neither?
I don't think that you can take certain things honestly.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I might not, but I would appreciate it. After the fact.
Maybe.
Whereas if you dance around the shit that I'm insecure, and now and you've never say nothing directly to me, I mean, it's gonna kill me even more.
I don't want you to disclose it. I doubt that you would, but if you did, and then one of these days I happen to put you to the test, I don't think that you'd handle that shit well. So I don't think that you should assume she should handle it well. That's a big.
I'm telling you, I am not going to handle it well in the moment, but in the long run, I will appreciate it.
Possibly.
I feel like even if she does hate being in a wheelchair, the fact that the fact that you're saying that she looks beautiful, like regardless of the wheelchair, well, why would that make her feel bad? Why would that make her feel worse? I don't quite understand that part.
Based off of what he just said, right? I was saying that's assuming she's okay, but he said that
even if she isn't, if she's insecure about the wheelchair and someone blatantly says, "Oh yeah, I'm not attracted to you because you have the wheelchair," like if your girlfriend be like, "Oh, if your girlfriend always say, yeah, I think I'm getting fat," and one day you like, "Yeah, bro, you're getting fat," you think it's gonna have a lasting impression? You don't think you're gonna fucking break her heart? Like, "Oh, I knew you thought it was fat. I knew she's gonna do all that shit." Like, oh, basically I knew it. I was waiting for you to say it. You always lying. You always tell me I'm not. That's gonna be the effect. Maybe eventually down the line she'll be like, "You know what? I should lose some weight." But I'm saying it's not gonna have a positive effect. And that eventually could be years from now.
But there's a way to say it though.
That goes back to the conversation last week about your delivery and shit like that.
Possibly, but perception is everything. You can say something in the nicest way. Someone can still perceive it whatever way they want.
And that's not the person.
And that's a fact.
And that's not the delivery person.
It's not. But damn for sure, there's some shit that you said off air you won't say on camera. Why? Because no matter how you say that shit, it don't matter how you say it.
I say it on camera, off camera.
No matter how you say it.
If I feel it, nigga, I'm gonna say
it. Some things, no matter how you say it, nice, mean, concerned, it's all gonna sound the same to ears, to mass ears.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe, yeah. At this stage of my life, I might not say it, but if I'm up, I think I could survive it.
Now, if you up and you successful, don't say that shit.
I think I could survive it.
Nah, you done. No questions asked. Anyway, well,
I
don't know how I stood on that. I felt like that went well. Let's keep it in.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro, you did a pretty good job. I expected it to be a little bit rockier, but you know what I'm saying? I just like you did a good job. You kept it positive. You stayed on your point. You didn't let it get anywhere else. You did a good job.
Oh,
all right, let's keep this shit going. All right, so let's talk. I have a question for you guys, and from this question, I'm going to formulate the rest of this conversation. So, are you guys pro or anti therapy?
Pro.
Can I be in the middle? I am anti therapy.
Woo! Okay. All right. So
that's what's wrong with the black community.
Time out. All right. Time out. Are you guys pro or anti talking to your friends about depression?
I'm pro. Do it every week. Here.
Can I answer in two parts?
Go ahead.
I'm pro talking to your friends, anti thinking your friends are your therapist. So I'm pro venting with just need to get shit off your chest, but anti expecting them to be your therapist.
Okay. All right. So listen, the reason why I asked this question is because I saw a question for a therapy on TV, of course, right? And in this this commercial, they were asking. It was a commercial of a person with depression asking explaining to their friend that they are depressed, you know what I'm saying? And being somebody who is, you know what I'm saying, who's like, let me fucking slow the fuck down, right? So, no. So what you're
I like some sage for you, brother.
All right, go ahead. Appreciate it. Let me. All right, anyway. So somebody who has come to somebody telling them they have depression, right? So they're giving them all the responses that you would think. It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know, it'll get better over time. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's in your head, something you got to work through. Like, there's just a couple of things that were being said, right? This commercial decided to just keep voicing the fact that the things that these people were saying was just not helpful. They were just the whole time they were just saying is that, oh, what you're saying is not helpful. Oh, it's in your head. You're not helpful. Oh, something you gotta get over. Think about over time. Oh, that's not helpful. Just go to therapy. And I felt like that villainized and that demonized the people who are not therapists, but they are somebody who is concerned about a family member, a loved one who is, you know what I'm saying, being stricken with depression. And they're really doing the best that they can do and giving the best advice that they can offer. But all they're being told is that, oh, that's not helpful. When in the grand scheme, those little words of affirmation throughout the day or something that keeps somebody who is suffering from depression from going to a very dark place in their mind. And it kind of led me to a point where it's like, is therapy really the option? You know what I'm saying? Is therapy really the route that should be taken by somebody who's suffering depression? Because therapy is a thing, it's all about fit at the end of the day anyway. If you don't fit with your therapist, then, you know what I'm saying, you might as well just be talking to a wall. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking to somebody who doesn't understand how to communicate with you, then they're not going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, get the proper results out of you. So you might as well just talk to somebody who, you know what I'm saying, maybe you have a better friend relationship with or a better romantic relationship with. But at the same time, that's also a selfish act because a lot of people are not properly equipped to deal with the shortcomings of people who come with depression, who deal with that negativity, deal with that. And that in turn will affect the other person negatively. And in the end, all you do is cause a negative effect to everybody else.
Okay, let me go first. I think and I just want to say I'm a nigga that never been to therapy, and I'm open to going to therapy. The way I look at it
That's
is
the problem with the black community.
yeah, yes, it is. I look at therapy like a car wash or like Gatorade. Like when you want a really good job, when you really want a really good car wash, you give it to somebody, you detail it, or you can go at your crib and take the hose with it. I think that therapy is something that is an option. There's trained therapists and they can help you and identify you and identify what you're going through so you feel a little less crazy, or I don't want to use the word crazy because that could be offensive, but a little, you know, I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm saying, a little less, okay, I have that problem because of that, because that's the first step into solving a problem is identifying the problem. I think therapy is good for that. it's therapy is like anything else. You're not always going to connect with a therapist. Talking to your friends is dope, but like I think Brandon said a couple episodes, if somebody, says some uplifting shit and you're not feeling it, that kind of makes you even more upset. So I think you could do a little bit of both, and I think we should all go to therapy, and I think we should stop having opinions on therapy and not never going to therapy.
I think therapy only works if you're willing to let it work, regardless of who you're talking to. People forget that therapists can only do their job if you're being honest and upfront with them, whether you're talking to a friend or not. Sometimes you're talking to a friend, you're playing the victim role, right? A lot of times you're not giving the whole story, you're just giving your pain, your struggle, but you're not giving like everything. Like, you told them everything you feeling, but forgot to tell them you ain't do shit. That you wasn't doing shit all week. You were sitting around. You forgot to tell the therapist that this situation happened and this is why this is going on. So now they're sitting there giving you advice you don't want to hear because you actually know what the problem is, but you didn't tell them what the problem was. So now you're more mad. Like, these are all things that I feel can come into to play of why people don't like therapy or why they get upset when they hear certain things because they're not being honest. I do think that sometimes talking to a friend is a little better because at least you know this person and you trust this person. It's not somebody that you're paying to talk to that could give two shits. And when they go home, depending on the situation, they might be laughing with their spouse or their family about, you don't know these things. I used to see teachers all the time, or be in the fucking teachers' lounges talking shit about all the students that they love so much. I used to see, someone I know, she works with students. She'll come home and tell stories about the kids, right? Like, it's like I know that these are all things that happen because people are human. It's a job. This ain't like fucking superhero shit. Like, you got your own opinion. You might not agree with what I said. You might be a fucking Christian and I might be an atheist coming to you, and your job is to be professional. Once you leave there, you don't give a fuck. So it's like, and I went to therapy before, not like I didn't sign up. I went through the school, and my first experience was horrible. I was telling him my situation and how I was feeling, and he kept on asking, like, every 2 seconds, no matter what I said, no matter how many times no matter how many times I said I wasn't, he kept asking, "Are you suicidal? Have you ever had suicidal thoughts? Are you suicidal? Have you ever thought about killing yourself or harming yourself or whatever? Are you?" He kept doing that the whole time, right? And that ruined my experience because it's like I felt like he was trying to plant something or trying to make a narrative to make his job a little more. I don't know what it was, but this is all things that people come across too. I don't know.
I think honestly, the dialogue about depression is something that needs to be talked about more. Depression is like it's such a finical topic, and it's something that like so many people go through. Where it's like it's hard to honestly find somebody that you're comfortable honestly to communicate with. But at the same time, I feel like if you find somebody who you feel like you are comfortable with on that level to talk about your depression, you need to also ask for their consent to talk about your depression. I'm not gonna lie, because the idea of talking to your friends is beautiful, but the thing is that your friends outside of this conversation are also going through things in their own life, and you talking about your depression could bring back some PTSD or bring up a bad memory or a bad time, and now that person's mental health is taking a hit because here you are trying to unload. You know what I'm saying? You're venting. You're venting to somebody. You know what I'm saying, to make yourself feel better, but all you're doing is really harming somebody else in the end. But then at the exact same time, though, I'm not really the biggest fan on therapy for the exact same reason that Brandon just said, that some therapists just are not good at their job. Like, I would love to say that it's like, oh, it's like a 50-50 chance that you'll get a good therapist, but it's probably a lot smaller than that. You're probably looking at probably like 40-30% of if you're getting a therapist that you honestly can connect with on that level, that you'll actually be able to, you know what I'm saying, get the progress that if you're able to, I'm gonna say, if you're even willing to make the progress to begin with. Like, there's so many things that go on with depression that the dialogue on it is so like, it's so grainy and doesn't make sense, and it's confusing, and it needs a lot of clarity to it that I personally don't have.
I want to ask y'all both a question. How long did it take you to find a good barber, and how did you find a good barber?
Joe, you want to answer that question?
I cut my own hair.
Yo, bro, the process is crazy, man. So I don't know. It takes a little bit because you gotta trust somebody. Once you do, you just.
So what's the difference from like?
Because that's not the same thing.
And wait, and I wanted to rebuttal your fact. This is why I said we shouldn't talk about therapy if we don't really know about therapy. Therapists, like lawyers, have confidentiality, even though they may break it. Yes, like everybody is human. But
You talking about some paperwork?
Therapists have to have the client to therapist confidentiality. It's some legal stuff. So if they do have a loose mouth, they could get in serious trouble.
How was work today, babe? Oh, I can't tell you.
Yes.
Confidentiality.
Can't tell you. Sign that paperwork.
Yeah.
What happened today, babe? Oh man, let me tell you. So this nigga Leroy came in today. He told me about how he got his daughters taken.
Yes.
Nigga said,
that's real shit.
Like that is real shit.
Anybody in that profession knows that if your husband or spouse goes and loose lips that shit, and
you can't snitch. How often do you think it's gonna happen?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
How often do you think that's gonna happen, bro? Honestly, how often do you think that like the spouse of a therapist is gonna come like, oh yeah, my wife or my husband broke their contract. They were telling me about what's going on.
No, they're not gonna do that.
Exactly. Like who are they going to tell?
Yo, my wife was talking to this nigga Joe. Remember Joe from high school? This nigga, a whole ass nigga. He da. That nigga, come on. We all know shit gets around very loosely. So let it be some nigga that loosely knows you, and then nigga like, this nigga Joe's a bitch, and then the next nigga, and it's gonna get back to you. Now you could legally sue your therapist and lose their job, and now they can't eat no more and feed their family. They're gonna have to cutting hair.
I get the confidentiality and the safe space shit, but that's a lot of that shit is. It don't matter, right? Like it really don't matter. It really don't.
Rules don't apply to spouses, man. Ask anybody. Rules do not apply to your spouses. Like you see your spouse in such a like you don't give a fuck if you sign some paperwork where you could possibly lose your job if you tell somebody about somebody's information. Like you think people give a fuck? You think people give a fuck about that when they're talking to somebody that they lay down with every single night? Do they give a fuck about paperwork? When they're at home and comfortable at home.
Why is it so easy for y'all to give up on therapists, but not so easy to give up on barbers?
I did give up on barbers. What are you talking about?
No, you're anonymous.
I do.
I don't want to hear from you, Joe. I want to hear from this nigga Brandon.
The other day, I needed a cut. It was a Wednesday. My barber, I guess, or Tuesday. My barber don't work on Tuesdays, and I needed one. So I reluctantly got another barber, and
so you cheated.
I cheated, and I think I'm gonna stay with the new barber. Honestly, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, you feel me? Like it's tough, but he did a better job. But that's because therapy is like, I'm trusting you with my haircut, and if worst comes to worst, I can cover that shit with a hat, or I can whatever. Maybe I'll thug it out. Who knows? Put a do-rag over it. I'm going to therapy with the hopes that I'm trusting you with all my issues, or all my problems, and I gotta know for sure that I can trust you. He picked up
his brush.
I gotta know for sure that I can trust you. Like, this is like not a haircut. This is my inside. It's my pulse. It's my feeling.
It's a fact.
So it's different.
Yeah, I find the comparison of a barber to a therapist was kind of a moot point because
it's not.
One is your mental health, bro. One is you got a bad haircut. You gotta go get another one or two.
Yo, sometimes you can't hide your mental health neither. Sometimes.
I know you can't exactly. So
like a haircut.
You could hide your haircut. Wear a hat. Wear a hood.
Yo, Lang, take that do rag off. You at work. You know you're not supposed to do that.
They don't tell me to do that. Sorry.
I'm grown as hell, nigga. Tell me to take my do rag off, nigga. Like, this nigga is a slave. They don't give a fuck about his hair.
Okay, what if you go in a bank? How you going? You can't wear hats and do rags in the bank. Yes, I understand. Yes, you can. But all right, you go in the bank, nigga. Like, take that off. What you gonna do?
You talking about for a job? If you work there?
Do I work at the bank?
No, you can't go into a bank with a hat. Now you can obviously you can, but that's a rule. You can't go in a bank with a hat. But what I'm saying is, stop hitting me with this bullshit rebuttals. What I'm saying is, you're gonna eventually have to take your hat off. You're not sleeping in your hat. Somebody's
I'm not hiding it at that point. Anyone in my house knows me already. What the fuck? They see me on my worst days.
So you mean it's all right? You niggas win. But what I'm saying is, like, you can't. It's like a haircut. Like, how do you find a barber? Your man's probably told you it's therapy. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? You gotta.
I'll agree with you.
You should not find a therapist based off word of mouth. Nigga, my therapist.
Why not? How else are you gonna find a therapist?
Because it's fired for somebody, somebody's gonna be fired for you. I know it's the same as a barbershop, but it's a different type of mistake, bro. A nigga fucking up your cover is a nigga fucking up your head, nigga.
If you would have spun it the right way, and been like, see, the reason why I did that is because a barber can create insecurities that wasn't there, right? So like,
Yo,
if
such
you,
a
but
deep ass-
you over here talking about if you picking a barber, it's a little hard. It's just that's just like no, it's
No,
not.
but yeah, hold on. Listen,
You sit in the chair.
if you really want to be if you want to go to a therapist, it's going to be easier for you, somebody that you trust and love, to recommend it versus you just testing out fucking therapists. That's the whole point I'm trying to say.
Ain't that like
It go
like
like
dating?
this, my brother. You talking about poison of the line, nigga. I'm talking about poison of the mind. Come on, my nigga. End this fucking topic, man. Let's go.
That's the problem with this black community.
What's the problem with the? Let's talk about it. What's the problem?
Niggas like y'all. I'm trying to spread therapy.
Oh, we supposed to ride with you because you black?
Are we all pro therapy or no?
I said I'm anti.
Fuck the therapist, nigga.
Keep telling your homeboy that. You keep putting that back
I'm not.
on your
No, that's the
homeboy,
thing.
and your homeboy's gonna go kill himself because he don't know how to handle the shit that you do.
What is therapy really gonna do, though? Honestly, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what is therapy really gonna do at the end of the day. Because there's marriage counseling and therapy. There's all these stuff. What is it really gonna do for you?
It's gonna help. What else
How?
did you want me
Is
to
it-
say?
is
Like,
it
it's
going
gonna
to
help you identify what you're doing wrong.
You can guarantee
potential
that?
solutions. I can't guarantee. You can't guarantee shit.
Okay, so what are you saying? You're saying it's gonna help. It could just give me. It can make me feel better.
It can
for a few
help for
hours.
me, dog. It
You know,
might
when I
not.
watch-
My therapist might not. My therapist can help for me and might not help for you. You got to find your own therapist.
But I can watch a motivational video and feel the same way a therapist might make me feel
No, you can't.
for a couple hours. You don't.
Yeah.
You can't. So you can't tell me that I can't because that's
How
you.
often you go to therapy? Because you said it didn't work for you before. And you never went back.
I tried, and that was a negative experience.
Once.
It's like you eat food. Maybe you try something young, or you try something and you ain't like it. You probably never eat that shit again. It's the same thing. You try something, had a negative experience, and you just
It's
never.
called
went
having a
back.
bad taste in your mouth.
But you
Facts.
get one bad haircut and you go find another barber.
Exactly.
That's how often we got to go to therapists.
As often as you look for a new barber?
Yeah, as often as you go to the barbershop, you should go to therapy.
Every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you really like, yeah. What the fuck?
So what are these topics of what would you go to a therapist for?
Me?
Yeah, what would you go to?
I don't know. I definitely want to try therapy because I don't know. I could uncover some shit just over talking.
Just some random shit. Like, hey, what's up? Like, I just want to uncover some shit.
Yeah. When I feel sad, I will go to therapy. Then it'll become a regular thing. I can't give you a direct answer because I've never done therapy, but I'm gonna sign up and come back to y'all. Sign up. I ain't like that way that sound. I'm gonna sign up for a therapy.
You gotta sign up. You got this. You do. You gotta.
I just feel like you should have came more prepared for that answer if you're advocating for it.
What do you mean? What else do you want me to say, dog? You should go to your therapist. You niggas get haircuts all the time. If you get one bad haircut, you do not give up on barbers. You go find another barber. So you having one bad experience with one therapist, you should not.
It's hard to open up. You the other day you got mad at me because you thought I was prying for you to talk about something personal.
Did I?
Yes, you did. It's actually on camera.
Oh.
So what I'm saying is, sometimes when people are opening up and they get a bad experience,
yes,
it takes a lot of courage to do that. It's not easy to find that shit. If talking to a stranger about my problems.
And I understand that, but I'm not going to get on a platform and be like, nah, fuck therapy because I had a bad experience.
I'm not saying that.
I don't know who out there is watching that may have had a bad experience. What I'm saying is you might have had a bad experience with a haircut one time and you still continue to find a barber. So I'm just advocating for people that may have that bad experience. Give it another try because barbers is like people. Barbers is like food. You're going to have to taste and test and talk to people.
I hear you. I'm more so advocating against you because you haven't convinced me.
Oh, you don't want to see me win.
No, you haven't convinced me yet. Like, if you can convince me, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense, but you haven't. So
hey, I can't save everybody though. And that's something I identify with. So if I can't convince you, just keep going.
I'm saying you can't, so you haven't.
I haven't.
All right.
And I'm not looking to convince you further because I've exhausted all my points. So
well, there's that. Let's talk about competing with others.
Yeah.
Let's talk about competing with others beautifully, right? So I'm asking you another question. Do you guys feel like the world puts us in a place where we should have confidence in ourselves?
Yes and no.
Because there's two topics. Ain't we talking about competing and confidence?
It's
or are we putting that in the same shit? All right.
It was the same thing.
All right, go ahead. Explain it a little bit more because I don't get it.
I think yes and no.
Yeah, all right. So I asked you that because
And the question again? My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you feel like we live in a world that breeds confidence in yourself?
Hell no.
Why do you feel that way?
Nigga, it is a fight to get some goddamn confidence. There's so many people, things that try to break you down. Like, if you're not built for it and you don't keep getting up, like, you can easily not have confidence at all in your life.
Brandon?
Well, I feel like that's building confidence. Like, that's the whole point. That's how you build it, right?
Yeah.
So confidence comes from constantly going through shit and going through these obstacles and getting through it. That's beating you down. I think the world is preparing you for that. No?
Some niggas go to therapy once and stop.
That has nothing to do with confidence. That's more so like, damn, I tried some shit.
It is.
That's confidence in therapy.
It could be confidence in therapy, but what I'm saying is that's a completely different situation. I didn't stop going because I wasn't confident. I stopped going because I felt like I didn't need it.
So you're not confident in it?
No, I'm more confident in myself than I am with someone else. Like, I know myself. You're gonna keep asking me.
Why don't Giannis take 3-pointers or shoot 3-pointers?
He does shoot 3-pointers.
Why does he shoot them on a regular basis?
Because that nigga is confident
that he can't make them.
No, he's confident that he can make them. He just doesn't.
Okay.
But listen, that's a valid point though. That's the difference between Giannis and Ben Simmons, right? They're real life the same players, same height. They really play the same way. The only difference is that Giannis plays with the confidence that if he takes a shot, that he will make it. Ben Simmons plays with no confidence that if he takes a shot, he's gonna miss it automatically. So he decides to not even take the shots, right? And the sad part is that a lot of the world is like Ben Simmons, you know what I'm saying? Because growing up, like if you think about it, Ben Simmons is in a position where he's been bred nothing with confidence his entire life. You know what I'm saying? He was a top prospect back playing basketball in high school. He went to one of the best college programs in the nation. He was drafted first overall in the NBA. Like everything, all that shit breeds confidence. But the fact of the matter is that Ben still has probably never taught how to have confidence in his own abilities. He was only told that he was amazing just to boost him up, but he never really believed that himself. And I feel like that's the problem that goes with a lot of the world. The world does not really teach you how to have confidence in yourself. The world just teaches you to really like to compete and honestly to try to not be worse than somebody else. If you go on social media, it's all competition. If you go on social media, you see somebody who is the same exact age as you coming out the exact same location, doing the thing that you want to do, but they're just at a different level than you. They're more along than you. Like it's all competition. And the fact of the matter is that we do it to ourselves. At the end of the day, you're the person who hit that follow button.
But in what world, past, present, or future, like was competition like never? Like that's always been like the way to survive. And now it's just because now it's just a different way that we're doing it. Like now it's social, and now it's industrial revolution type shit. But like now it's a different way to compete. But haven't we always been competing on just to rebuttal that? And I think to rebuttal the confidence thing, like just as an example, you ever like have a kid on the basketball court and you tell them to take a shot and it's a little too far and they're like, oh, I can't do it. And they won't even fucking shoot the ball. It's like, just shoot. You have no idea. Just shoot. And they won't shoot. They just, in their mind, you're instilling the confidence, but they're choosing not to do it because of their fears. And I think that's what the world does. I think there are a lot of things that make you feel like you aren't good enough, but I think more often than not, they're convincing you to shoot. And because of the fears, people actually just decide not to because they don't think they can do it.
Really, nowhere in your life are you really given any confidence to do anything besides work. You never really like not many people are told like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, if you keep working, you'll be a great entertainer. Not that is told to a select few. You know what I'm saying? Most people are bred like we talked about a couple episodes ago. We were talking about school. School just teaches you to be the best worker you can be. Honestly, it teaches you to find a good job. If you are able to achieve higher on tests, then you're given better opportunities for jobs. But you're never told like, oh, you know what I'm saying, go out there and create and do what you want to do to the best of your ability. They're like, no, go ahead, man, and find you the best job you could find that fits your abilities, that will give you stability for the rest of your life.
It's very cookie cutter.
Yeah. At no point are you really told. Are you really given the confidence that your dreams are attainable? Really.
I think that part is true, but as far as school, to an extent, like we discussed last week, But I also think that majority of us have life outside of school, and other people who didn't actually take that route of school, and other people who are successful that'll tell you like this is what it is. Whether or not you're being continuously brainwashed by others, you have other influences. That's how, like, when we leave our parents' house and they see us changing, it's like, what's going on with my kid? It's like, your kid so outside. He has all these different influences coming in now. You just choose to listen to one more than the other. That's really all it is.
Let's talk about those other influences. How many of them are really telling you to become the best version of yourself, and how many of them are telling you to become the best version of the crowd?
How many? Let's talk. Okay, that's a good point. But why? At what point do you tell yourself that?
And that's the thing. That process being instilled in you. Go ahead, Amir.
Yeah, because I was gonna say there's people that will shy away from that just because they can't.
Yeah, because they don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't what?
It's people in the world like this. You get up. You got to fight. This is how you build confidence. There's people in the world that be like, nah, I don't think I'm ever going to do that. In certain situations, like you said, that kid that don't want to shoot. It's people like that. And this world don't assist them in building confidence. It's either you're going to be, okay, you're a sucker. You're a sucker now for life.
You can't assist anybody. Like you can persuade, but you can't really. That's a choice.
All you could be is a good influence on somebody.
I'll tell you right now, like, I have insecurities. We talk about it. And I told my girl I'm working on being more confident, right? Like, I don't like certain things about my body, but I'm forcing myself. Today, like, I walked outside, wasn't even thinking about any of the shit that usually bothers me. I was confident. That's a choice, right? Mm-hmm. Normally, I could have just chose. I chose that for myself. Like, that's really all it is. Like, so at a certain point, it becomes it's like trauma. At a certain point, you can keep blaming something, but you get to a certain point, it's like, when am I going to blame myself for still dwelling and not doing anything about it? Like, confidence is a choice.
At the same time, it's also how you know how to do something if you never taught, or if it's never been instilled.
That is true, but still, you have to teach it. A lot of fatherless fathers, right? A lot of fatherless fathers that don't know how.
Right. The thing is that if you think about a child, right? If you think about the most influential people that are around them, that's their friends, their parents, their teachers, right? Out of those three groups, how many people are honestly telling them to be the best version of themselves? Because it's not how often out of these three groups of people, your parents, teachers, and friends, are they really telling you to be the best version of yourself? Your friends just want you to be the best friend to them. Your parents want you to be the best child, really. They want you to be, you know what I'm saying? They want you to
Your parents want you to make them look good as well.
Yes, honestly, yeah. Honestly, for that matter, like, parents are selfish in some respect. They don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, be the parent to lose a child. That's fucked up as that is. And teachers are teachers. A lot of teachers don't give a fuck at the end of the day. They see the kid for 1 year and then they're not worry about them ever again. So how often are they really told, I'm not gonna lie, man, you should have all the confidence in your abilities because you can be something?
I guess I have different experiences. Is coming up, I had teachers that would look at me like, yo, Brandon, like, to the side, no one is around. It's like, yo, like, I can see, like, I don't know why you act the way you act. I don't know why you act, I see if you just, if you put your mind to it, like, you're not, you're special.
You can count that amount of teachers on one hand, can't you?
I can count them on one hand, but the fact of the matter is that
how many teachers do you have throughout your life?
A lot. Some I can't remember.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that it's a low amount of people who are giving you. I'm not saying that nobody's giving you support, telling you to be confident in yourself. I'm saying it's a very small amount. But you know what I'm saying. And if you're not properly taught how to have that confidence in yourself, and then honestly you'll have to figure it out on yourself, and nobody knows how long that will take.
I think that's true, but I think it's important to remember that sometimes, whether good or bad, whether you were confident or you weren't, sometimes all it takes out of everybody that you met, that one influence, whether good or bad, to change you, to make you lose confidence or make you gain it. It won't matter how many good influences you had if you come into this one person and it's like, oh shit, all the things you thought about yourself or you were taught, you kind of forget because of that one experience. And vice versa. You have all the people telling you can't do it. And the one person that believes in you is actually helping you, gives you that confidence. And now it's like, fuck everybody else, I can do it. Sometimes it's not about how many, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I think you're right as well. And some people don't have that mindset. Once again, I think it's a choice, or more so how you just, how you can handle situations. But I think it goes both ways.
If you're watching this episode, I want you to know that you can do it. You are great. Anything that you really, truly want to do deep down inside that nobody has ever supported you in, you could do it. Amir says so. And tell him that Amir said you can.
Ask who Amir is.
I thought you was Javon. Who the fuck is
Yeah, I don't know who
Amir?
the fuck that nigga is.
I gotta go to therapy and figure it out.
All right, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Please Don't Cancel Us podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had some good conversation today. You know what I'm saying? Brandon's gonna go to therapy soon. You know what I'm saying?
That shit's expensive.
It sure is. But fucking Amir's paying for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
So if anybody needs therapy, make sure you go to Please Don't Cancel Us on Instagram. Hit us up in the DMs, and Amir will personally pay for your first session of therapy because he's just so pro therapy. He's gonna make it happen for you.
I will.
Brandon, take us out, man. How you feel?
Hey, man,
How you feel about that episode?
I feel like this episode was good. I feel like, it definitely eye opener in how we feel the world views certain things. I felt like it was good to kind of hear because I felt like we all had different opinions that kind of flip-flopped on different topics. So you can go back and be like, but you just said this prior. We all did that. So it's kind of cool to see it. But yeah, I think it was dope. Good conversations. If you want to go to therapy, go ahead and do that. If you don't, do how you feel. Don't let nobody tell you got to do something because they think it's best for you. Whatever you think is best for you, you do it. You feel me? You can do it. Brandon says you could.
Brandon says so, nigga.
Damn, it's a little shady in this motherfucker. I don't know. Like, hey, I think this was a great episode, Brandon. I like your cut, man.
Like your cut, G.
I like your cut, G.
I appreciate
listen,
that.
take everything that we're saying, with a grain of salt, advice is free. Everybody gives it out. It's up to you to determine if it's valuable. Keep drinking water. It's your boy Amir /Javon, whatever you know me as. I'm out. Peace.
All right.